You're looking at a daily chart of the Nasdaq. Welcome to my daily review. And you can see that today the volume here was very low on the Nasdaq, 10% below the average daily volume, 50 daily average volume, the average 50 days. And we can see today was an inside day, very sleepy session. It looks like everybody's on vacation already, and it was just flat. But that doesn't mean there wasn't a little bit of activity. We saw the home builders, which have been so strong recently, they were taking profits in the home builders for the second straight day, just a little bit, still well above the 21 and still above the 10 EMA. This is Pulte Homes, 1.7% above the 10 EMA. So just, it's in the profit taking zone. So they're taking profits. That stands to reason. DR Horton was another one. Second straight day, and this one traded down to its 10 EMA, and just a little bit of profit taking, no damage, nothing to be alarmed about. If you have profit, you got to take them because you don't get the money in the bank until you sell. And this is Toll Brothers, and this one sold up slightly, 0.29%. So there was some other leading stocks that were being sold too. And there's a lot of profits to be had in NVDA, and I'm kind of like this pattern here with NVIDIA. And I'm not really concerned with the day-to-day selling, but this is a nice orderly pullback getting down to the 21. This is a bull wedge action here. Wouldn't be surprised to see it trade down to the 21 and then spike higher next week. But I got my eyes on that one. Of course, it's one of the leading stocks. And it just, they're taking profits in it today, no big deal. MRVL is another one taking profits in this one. See it broke out after earnings, and this one's kind of wedging down to its 21 and lighter volume too. So definitely one to watch, down 2.83% today. LULU, they were selling too. This one's traded down to its 50 now, and down after hours with that Nike report, which wasn't great, wasn't bad. Pretty tough for the retail folks right now. Spotify, this one sold off barely. It's been making new highs and trending, but it was down almost 1% today. Duolingo, this one sliced its 50 and got rejected today, and it was down more than 3%. So they're selling Duolingo. And Wingstop, another one, traded up to the 50. Now it sold off nearly 2% today. Netflix, another one, just taking profits. This one's had a good run here. Pulled back to the 21 recently, and just 1/3%, not a big deal. Amazon, another, the large mega cap tech stocks, down nearly 1%. Meta, that one sold off more than 1%. Google, you get the idea. Okay, so they're selling these big tech stocks, and what are they buying? They're buying, banks. The banks pass their stress test, and so Wells Fargo up 4.5%. This is something that I'm not really, as a growth investor, I'm not really interested in. JP Morgan, but every dog's got to have their day. And today it was the banks. So that's just kind of the rotation that we've seen in 2023. So you got to stay on your toes. You can't just sit in one spot and expect the thing to go up every day. There's going to be rotation in and out. This is JP Morgan Chase. It was up 3.5% today. Not a bad day. Bank of America. So this was up more than 2%. So they're selling the mega cap tech stocks that had big gains, and some of the home builders and buying banks today. And that was pretty much the game. There's a couple of stocks that caught my eye, and I didn't put it on my watch list or anything, but when you see a move like this, and this is a JOBY Aviation, never heard of it, but it did come up on my screens. I didn't, put it on a watch list or anything because it's way extended. Yesterday was 25% above the 10, but a 40% move with 691% above average daily volume is not to be ignored. And today it followed through with an 11% move on even a greater volume here. That's got to be short covering. And congrats to the longs there. If we take a look at the weekly, we can see that it's still, it was above the 14 level back in its heyday, and now making a move. So that one just caught my eye. Another one, somebody asked me to look at Coinbase, so I'm going to do that. And this one I kind of like because first I got to go to the weekly. You could see this big self correction, with the market. That's when the market corrects 37% as the Nasdaq did. Your growth stocks are going to correct 2 to 3 to 4 times. This one was at 429 on its IPO day. And then it just had the little, the water park, water slide, boom. And then it stopped going lower. And this spring, it stopped going lower, formed a little base here, a consolidation period. And if I zoom in, we get a little closer and zoom in here, you can see that it formed like a double bottom base right in here, down to 47 and back up down to 46, and now it's creeping up the right side of this base. And I like it right here above 72.61. If it can, you can see the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days they've been having accumulation with some strong volume there. And so what did I say, 72.61, it's right there. So if you like to buy this type of stock, this one is set up. I got to show you a few things though. First, the good stuff, and that is that it has accelerating sales growth from 590 to 629 to 772 million for the last 3 quarters. However, it does have zero cash flow. They're losing money, return on equity, nada. They've got a ton of debt, and management owns 16%. You always have to be aware of that because management can dump shares on the open market at any time. So beware of that. But I do like the chart setup. The fundamentals are not there for me, but the chart setup, these are the type of stocks like Affirm and Upstart and Carvana that have been making these big, massive moves, short term, and you can make good money off those. It's not my style, but if you like to do that, go ahead and click the mouse and take a swing at that thing. I wanted to show a couple of stocks that I have on my watch list here. Fortinet's one of them. It looks like it's extended on the daily. It's been going up, just pushing away from this base here. Not in anything heavy volume. It's kind of a sneaky, slower stock, 3.4% above its 10 EMA. But if you look at the weekly, you can see that it had this high here at 74.35 back on December of 2021, and it's just poking above that level now and just starting to pull away from its base here at 75.09. Okay, so it's like 75 cents above that old high there. And so Fortinet is just one of those stocks that grinds higher. You can see they got a little cash flow, return on equity. Management owns 16%. No debt though. It's a well-run company. Obviously Palo Alto Networks is the king in the cybersecurity space, but the Fortinet's not bad either. And Palo Alto Networks is extended. If you didn't get it 200, it's hard to buy it right here. A couple other ones that I like is Zscaler. This one, for obvious reasons, it's formed this cup with handle pattern, although pattern rect is not picking up on it, but it's definitely looking good and trading real tight here. I like stocks that had prior runs and then pull back to moving averages in this lighter volume here. Zscaler trading tight. This is tight in here. And that's a nice little shakeout there this 4 or 5 days. And obviously the market's kind of sleepy these days, but 143.63, me likey, right in there. Would not be surprised to see that one go higher. Datadog is another one, a software name. This one you got to look at the weekly because like all the software names, it just had just a brutal correction, and now it's formed this. You could see pattern Rex picked up on this, consolidation pattern at the end of its correction here, and it's got a standard buy point of 103.80, but I kind of like it a little lower as it's consolidating here and trading tight. Datadog. I've got a buy point on there. It's 97.31, I believe. Yeah. So that's another one that I like, AEHR. The semiconductor play, this one moves wildly. It's a bucking Bronco. You can see that it sold off hard down to its 200, then ripped right up the right side of its base. And sometimes when they do that, you know, they falter. It's a faulty base, or it takes a little while to form this handle, and that's kind of what it's doing here. Taking a long time to form a handle, but it's starting to trade tight, and I kind of like this formation here. I don't like this right side of the base, but I do like the handle. At the 40.69 standard buy point, what the heck, you know, get your bat off the shoulder and take a swing at it. Marty, I might just do that. Although if you're going to buy a semiconductor stock, my thing is buy the leader and just get NVIDIA. Anyway, that's it for today. I do have some other stocks that I do like. You can see them on mcstockcharts.com. I've had about 10 or 12 stocks on the ready list and about 20 something on the watch list. So things are looking pretty good. Just got to be patient and never give up.